Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance.
Time to roll out.
This is the T92 HMC. It's the Tier 10 American SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Erlenberg, and it's under the command of Oxagon of ANIML. Well, it looks like he put that tree down as a bluff, or to try and dummy the enemy into shooting at that tree instead of shooting at him. He's making his way over to the other side of the battlefield, but he's got a bit of a problem because there's an EBR 105 up there, and he's actually very close to within view range. 3 marks of excellence on the barrel of that 24cm howitzer. It's capable of doing 1,100 hit points of damage and 60mm of pen with standard ammo, and with the extra AG it'll do 1,420 hit points and penetrate 75mm. With the armor piercing it's only 750. Okay, he's going for his first target, a Viz 55 who's trying to cross the river. Instead he looks like he's going to go for the mouse. Lined up, rounds out. Well, first shot gets 445, but the tank drivers got rid of the stun straight away. Now, there's a very good reason for going over to the east side of the map. Not a lot of players will actually do that with Arty, but if you do go up the east side, then you can attack a lot of the heavy tanks on the enemy team that actually go through the centre of town. There are gaps between the buildings where you can shoot the shells. So it really does make sense to actually go over this side and shoot at the enemy, because you can do an awful lot of damage. 244 off the next shots. Unfortunately, our Conqueror lost 613, and it looks like the mouse is getting the better of him. There again, the mouse on our team actually just saw off the Viz 55 and killed him. Their mouse is now down to just 40 hit points. We're only seconds away from being loaded, and the Superconk, I think, wants that kill. But he doesn't get it. Or does he? No, in fact, it goes to an M5Y. Okay, 60 TP. Rounds out. Looks good. Goes long. 50 hit points from Splash. 60 TP is having difficulty. Our mouse has still got a healthy hit point count. We're almost ready to shoot. If only the armor piercing worked as well as it normally does on other vehicles. We're still firing the stun assist, or the stun shells, to get the stun assist. That's a direct hit. 415 hit points. Unfortunately, the mouse goes down and he's out the game. Now, something you may have noticed that we've actually got working is side by side, as well as the concentration skill. Obviously, the concentration skill works the moment you're actually stationary, but there happens to be an Arty very close to where we are right now, and that is the Object 261. As long as you stay within 50 meters, the side by side skill works. The problem with side-by-side is that it's too easy for the enemy light tanks or medium tanks to locate you and kill both enemy SPGs together at the same time, especially if they're autoloaders. So that's why it can be a bit dangerous using side-by-side skill. In fact, I suspect that Wargaming set up the side-by-side skill and counseled Arty players to stick together to use it, only so that they could be wiped out sooner in the game. I know a lot of the content creators and the community contributors have been saying, "Oh yes, use the side-by-side skill. That's only so they can get easy kills out of you." Well, the Rhino Sorrente just got hit by the 261. I think we're going to try and do the same as he backs up. But you notice the red line starts at the building, which means the chances of us getting a hit are fairly slim. And you'll have to back up quite some way along that street. Can't see him now. Surprisingly, we're only one up on the enemy at the moment, but we have occupied nearly half the map. It suggests to me that the enemy team is kind of timid. They've still got their Arty, the Object 261 and the T92 HMC. Somebody pinged the map at A6. That could be one of the enemy Arty. Rice and Rente takes a hit, 350. Our Heshbarn also took a stun hit, and that one came in virtually straight. So, yes, it does indicate that the enemy Arty is probably in A6 and probably in that wood at the back of A6. Look at, if you wonder how I do that, it's just that look at the line, the track that the tracer actually shows as it comes in. And that will give you a clue as to which direction from that position the shell was fired. And if somebody did ping the map a little further back, a little while back, then it's probably the Arty's still there and using the same spot. So if you actually look in A6, you'll probably find him. It's never clear cut if you are looking from above exactly where the enemy tank is, but sometimes if you're in battle assistant, you can actually see the tracer coming from a specific area, and if you know that area well, then you can hit it. Now he's loaded, rounds out straight away. Oh, and it falls short. That usually doesn't happen, but it was right at the bottom of the reticule. You can see there the road area right down at the bottom. The 261's fired in again, and that guy's likely to back up, but we've seen a bigger threat, and that's the Heshbarn on the enemy team. It's come up the hill. Just taking a look. Our Badger's up that hill already. Now, can we get a shot onto the FB4005? We penetrate the turret, we might actually get a hit. Now, I think what he did there is he actually aimed on the target, then clicked down on the right-hand mouse, or the left-hand mouse key rather, or the right-hand mouse key, sorry, to actually move the reticule to one side to see where the ball of shot went, and unfortunately it fell short yet again. Enemy Heshbarn. That's it, line it up. He's now got 3 skills working for him. Side by side, communications expert, and the concentration, and they're all adding to his ability to actually get these shells on target. Our Griller is now aware that the Heshbarn's about to shoot at him. Oh, now that's an advantage to the Griller, because now he can just use an HE round if he wanted to and take out the Heshbarn with a splash shot. He doesn't actually have to see the target, just fire at the corner of it and he'll splash him to death. Well, I'm afraid he was beaten to the punch there, because Oxagon wasn't going to pass up something like that when he had a shell loaded. And so the Griller loses the opportunity to get that kill, but he could have taken it. The Griller could have actually taken that shot with an HE round and would have got a kill. Now our Badger has been fairly badly savaged, and now we've got a Griller approaching him, line up the shot, and rounds out. That's a hit as well. Penetrating shot for 1,187, and he gets the rest. No, he doesn't get the rest as stun assist, but he was wiped out because he fired his last stun shell at the enemy Heshbarn on the other side of the river. Still one up on the enemy, but they've only got 5 tanks left. Oh, M5Y just had a big load of hit points taken off him, one after the other. Loads of players fired. We're waiting for him to cross that gap, but he doesn't want to. Maybe he knows that if he does, he's going to get hit by an Arty shell. Now we've lost the side-by-side because our Object 261 has now moved north. He's trying to get closer to the target. Two of the enemy are, yes, and they're indicating A6 again, which does say that that's where the enemy Arty is. He's in A6. They marked the spot. They're telling us that's where the enemy is. Our hash barn gets taken out. In fact, it's actually an enemy hash barn that's in A6, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was an enemy Arty in there as well. And we got 534 out of it, but that guy got Argrella 15. Now he's very low on hit points. He is a splash kill. If we can get the shell near him. Oxagon's asking the EBR 105 to spot for us. But there's only 3 left on our team. Our advantage is completely gone because we lost so many tanks so quickly in quick succession. And now we've lost our 261. Taken out by the Striv 103B, who takes a penetrating shot there. And the enemy Arty's firing in our general direction. Oh, he does get a near shot. We're stunned. Only 94 hit points, but it's still splash. Now the Striv is inbound. Here he comes. We're not loaded. And we're taken out. 105mm round. So unfortunately, this battle turned out to be a loss. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class tanker for Oxagon of ANIML in the T92 HMC. He got a Bruce medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10, and he got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And he also got a win rate of 4,770, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at his team score. Well, he did get the highest damage on his team, but not the highest damage in the game. The AMX-50B got 6,204 hit points. Second highest damage went to Oxagon with 5,071. Third highest damage went to the hash barn on the enemy team, the Survivor, who got 5,036. That's the guy who was sitting in A6, and he crossed the river afterwards. It appeared the enemy Arty wasn't in that particular position, but there was something shooting out of it, and of course the other team members mentioned that. So it was viable for a blind shot. Anyway, going back to detail, we can see that Oxagon actually second place. When it came to kills, he was a little further down because 4 kills went to the AMX-50B and their hash barn. 2 kills went to the Gorilla 15 and 60 TP on the enemy team, and also to the Gorilla 15s and the M5Y on our own team. And Oxagon only got the 1 kill. When it came to base XP, though, it was the AMX-50B who got 1,195. He was the only player to get over 1,000 base. 907 went to the hash barn. 865 went to the 60 TP. You can see Oxagon got the highest on his team, but it was only 518. He fired 15 rounds, so he only had 1 round left at the end of the game, because this Arty only carries 16 rounds in total. 5 direct hits on the enemy, 2 penetrating shots, and 13 splash. Damage of 5,071 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit, it was a penetration, and 1 hit by way of splash from the enemy Arty. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 was killed. 401 hit points of damage assist, and 3,073 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. On a premium count, he actually earned a profit of 28,926 credits from that game, including getting the reward for completing a mission from Holiday Ops, 44,847, and 7,200 for Courageous Resistance, because he got the epic medal in a losing or drawn game. Got 5 bonds for this being tier 10, and 1,854 experience points out of it as well. So doesn't always go your way. Sometimes it goes wrong at the end and you don't get the win, but you can still put up a big fight. And in this case, that's exactly what Oxagon did. The EBR 105 died very shortly after he did. Well, mainly because, of course, he was up against players, more than one player who was able to take him out. So sad that this one is a loss, but I'm sure that Oxagon will be sending us more replays, some of which will be really interesting wins. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, and thank you for watching.